Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Drafting with Numot. This time we have Double Masters. Yeah, Double Masters. This is a crazy set. It's like 300 something cards. And unlike other drafts, you get to make two first picks out of every first pack. So pick one, pack one, you get two cards. Pick one, pack two, you get two cards. Pick one, pack three, you also get two cards. And then you get one card from that as you normally would. So you'll see when I take the first two cards here what I mean. But this set is all about artifact synergies. For the most part, you'll see there's a very high number of artifacts in comparison to anything else. And the strategies that lie within them are either anti-artifact or artifact-themed for the most part. Anyways, one of our rares is a pretty nice one called Brutaclad. 4/4 for 6 creature tokens you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue mirror artifact token. Then you may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. So we're going to try taking that and probably taking the Brimstone Volley or the Chief of the Foundry. Both are good follow-ups, but there are a lot of fun decks in this format. I've found white aggro to be very good. I found green anti-artifacts to be very good. And then there's like the Urzalans. Building Tron in this format is actually quite nice if you can get it together and some of the payoff cards. But let's try taking the Brutaclad here and the Brimstone Volley, passing, as you can tell, a lot of other artifacts and cards. So we'll take the first card, and remember, this is the same exact pack. We'll take the Brimstone Volley out of this same pack. So kind of interesting there. And now we got past a Cranial Plating, one of the scariest equipments ever printed, really. It's just so powerful, makes any individual creature a huge threat. We have an Is It Charm, another pretty good 2-mana card that goes on color with what we already have. Serra Sphinx, the color-shifted Serra Angel, always a good rate, 5-mana, 4/4, Flying Vigilance. And then we have some other good cards. Cards like Ancestral Blade are surprisingly good in the format, and Kozilek's Predator is like one of the best green commons. But I think it's going to be pretty hard for me to pass this Cranial Plating, even though it means I lose out on Is It Charm and Serra Sphinx. I would not be surprised if Is It Charm wheeled even. You know, it's a 2-color card, and people often tend to avoid that in the early stages of the draft. So let's take the Cranial Plating, and we got past a Falconwrath Aristocrat. Remember, you get 2 rares in every pack, so don't be surprised. Wait, you get 2 rares, right? Wait, now I'm second guessing myself. I'm pretty sure you get 2 rares out of every pack, of course, and so don't be surprised to see, you know, rares go past late. And in fact, you can open multiple uncommons as well because of the foil sequencing. So you can actually get like 4 rares out of an individual pack. But anyways, cards we're looking at here are like Dismantle. Again, with the heavy artifact theme, this is pretty good in the format. Mishra's Factory, Buried Ruin, even Fairy. Mechanist is pretty nice. I think because the Fairy can dig for Brutaclad and it holds like Cranial Plating very well, I think I'm going to take that and see where we go from there. Ooh, and now an easy Esperzoa for me. Do have to note, though, I'm passing like a Bloodbriar and the Conclave Naturalist. You'll notice this is a common in the format, Conclave Naturalist. 5-mana, 4/4, destroys an artifact or enchantment when it enters the battlefield. And that's real good, but it looks like I'm going to go blue-red artifact themes. Let's take the Esperzoa here, passing a Strix and some other cards. We're still getting good cards in our color, so I'm not too concerned about passing some of these cards. As we have next pack here, you'll see 2 Lightning Axes. There's a Rapacious Dragon. Rapacious Dragon's really good with Brutaclad, right? Then you may choose a token you control. If you do each other token you control, yeah. So the treasure tokens you can turn into like creatures with Brutaclad if we don't want to do that. You'll be surprised that Lightning Axe is not a very high pickup. You would think a removal spell like that's good. And it is a fine play, of course, but given that the high power level of this set, you know, you don't take them very high. So I could actually see taking Flare Husk as well, another cheap equipment that makes a token because of the germ. But let's just take the Rapacious Dragon and see what we can do from there. Oh, baby, we got past an Inkwell Leviathan. I could take the Inkwell Leviathan and try to build like blue-red Tron or something. That would be pretty cool. Expedition map, obviously, kind of funny in a format where there is Tron available. Ravenous Intruder's pretty nice. The reprint of a Tog. This is kind of interesting. I think Thraben Inspector is one of the best commons in the format. So pretty nice to see it here this late, but I don't think I'm going to move into white right now. I could take the Inkwell Leviathan and try to get the Tron pieces. It's a little bit late to do that, though, so it might just be better to take the Intruder, but Inkwell's definitely the more fun card. Yeah, and now we got a tower. Okay, so maybe I try taking the Urza pieces now and building a really sweet blue-red ramp deck or something, as we'll take the tower. Huh. Still a lot of good white coming around, too. The thing about these super powerful formats, these Masters formats, it's always better to just find the open lane, because you're always going to end up with enough playables. So if you can find the open lane, your deck is going to be far and away better than everything else. But I think because this is for a draft video and we want to have fun, I'm just going to take the Peace Strider. It's a fine artifact. And yes, we did wheel the mine. Perfect. So 2 pieces of Tron already. I would love to get one of the expedition maps on the wheel too. That would be awesome. Okay, we wheeled the Is It Charm. That's good. A little bit awkward with the Tron pieces, but that's okay. We're passing an Ancient Stirrings to go dig, but I think I like this style. This is a pretty funny start to a draft, all things considered. Normally when I build a Tron deck in this format, it's either green or blue base, and you don't really want to play, too many color cards. As we get a Mishra's Factory, Fierce Empath, Sickle Slicer. I mean, the Empath can already tutor for both Brutaclad and the Inkwell Leviathan. I don't necessarily think I will be splashing green, but you never know there. Okay, some last few pickup wheels. Sentinels is actually not too crazy. Good value, but I think we want the Gleaming Barrier for some early game stabilization. And we might even run the Flare Husk, although in Tron the Flare Husk is a lot less tempting. But we could also just be, a very good blue-red artifacts deck. Last pick Automaton, probably not moving that, we're playing that one. So yeah, pretty good first pack overall. Let's see what we can get here in the second pack. And yikes, this second pack is pretty darn awful. Yeah, wow, just not really all that much you would want. I mean, I don't think Deep Glow Skate is very good here. Glimmer Void is like fine. The best card in this pack is like Topple the Statue. There's not even like a green card I'm happy to take here. Yikes, what a terrible pack. I mean, I guess I'll take the Glimmer Void as one of my picks. I don't know what the second is going to be, though, because this pack is so weak. Maybe I just take the rare and see if we can do something with that? I don't know. This is really gross. This has got to be one of the worst packs I've ever opened in this format. I guess the Whisperer has the highest upside if I end up playing some green as it ramps, so we'll take that and see what happens, but man, that was a bad pack for us. Okay, we got some good ones here. Academy Ruins, Core Tapper's fun, Gore Clan Rampager, another Sarah Sphinx. There's an Expedition map to go tutoring for the Tron pieces. I think I'm going to take the map here since I've already got 2 pieces of Tron and it can tutor for the Glimmer Void. All we need to find is the Power Plant and we're good to go. Ooh, we got past a Cyclonic Rift. Another very, very backbreaking card. If you've ever played with this in Commander, you'll know what we're talking about. And still just as good in this type of format as we're passing a Cast Down. This is like the 7th Glaze Fiend we've passed, but that's okay. Rift is great. Oh, I think this might be the first video I've made since the updated client for Magic Online, so I guess I should touch upon that. But yeah, you'll notice the drafting probably looks a little bit different than it did in the previous video. They've made the layout a little bit cleaner, more akin to Arena for sure. Overall, I think it's an improvement. It's a little bit harsh, though, when you go from drafting to deck building, as it still has that... I mean, you'll see when we go to deck building, but it has the the light background, so the contrast from dark while drafting to light while building your deck is kind of something. But anyway, next pack here we have a Reshape, which don't think is going to be very good in our deck, so I might just take another Urza piece here. Only thing I'm really losing out on is like a 3/3 for 3, which is fine, but I think cutting the mine might be a better play. I mean, if this was a power plant, I would definitely take it. But I'm only losing out a Cathodian here, so I don't think taking the mine's that bad. As I will take a Lightning Axe at this point for some more early interaction. Seems good. Nothing really here I'm interested in. If I had gone green for the Tron, we'd be able to pick up a bunch of Ancient Stirrings and whatnot, but this is a fine route to have gone down. Another Rapacious Dragon's very good. Yeah, real good with the Brutaclad, real good with the Inkwell Leviathan to ramp into. And just good fixing if I end up splashing a different color. Oh, nice. Now we have Basalt Monolith and Rapacious Dragon. I think we'll take our first Basalt here over our third Rapacious. Though I do think Rapacious Dragon is quite good in this deck. I think the Monolith is probably just a little bit better at this point. Wow, and another. Man, we could have so many Rapacious Dragons. That's crazy. But I think in the Tron deck, you always want at least one Magnifying Glass. It's just such a good way to funnel that mana into doing something, you know. So I think Magnifying Glass here is slightly better than Rapacious, again, number 5. Wield nothing much. Let's just take the Gleaming Barrier. I don't know if we're going to play 2, but you never know. Core Tapper, I don't have any of the synergies. You've seen some of the Tumble Magnets go around. I haven't mentioned them, but there's also like Everflowing Chalices in the format. So Core Tapper's pretty good in that regard. But nothing doing for this deck, so let's just take the Brainstorm. We already have a few shuffle effects, I think. One of them being the Expedition map, for example. And we'll just take a sideboard. Never going to play that Battle Rattle Shaman here. And you might think that this is pretty weak here, that I don't have, well, for one, I don't have a power plant, and I only have 3 pieces of Tron. But in this type of deck, you don't really need high quantities. Like, you don't need 3 pieces of each Tron land. Like, realistically, you can go with, like, 2/1/1, or even 1/1/1 if you have some ways to tutor them out, like the Expedition map I have. They're just super nice to potentially get online. And oftentimes they don't hurt your mana that bad, especially if you can get things like Pentad Prism or some Chromatic Stars, which I don't have either of them yet, but those are also things to keep note of. Get some last pick Ancient Stirrings. Again, if I had gone green, we would probably be in a much better position for this particular style of deck. Ooh, actually, we might run the Argivian. But after taking Brutaclad, I wanted to try a blue-red ramp deck of some sort. The nice thing is, if I don't get the power plant, we're still going to have a pretty nice red-blue artifact deck, regardless. And there's merit to running the Inkwell Leviathan still, with like double Rapacious, Dragon Ramp, Monolith. Still very, very doable. Creature count's a little low. I would definitely like one more fat creature at the top end, but we'll see what we can get here in the last pack. So pack number 3, remember I get 2 picks. We opened an Open the Vaults and a Swiftblade Vindicator for our 2 rares. A third Mine's not going to cut it. Second Cranial Plating, but I don't really have that many creatures. I guess we can start hedging over into like the red-blue aggro artifacts and just take the Cranial Plating and the Salivating Gremlins here. Good combination of cards. Gremlins gets very large very fast, especially with like the Rapacious Dragons. Remember that it makes 2 treasure tokens, so that gives the Gremlins +4/+0 in trample on the turn that you play them. So let's take that. Let's take the second plating and the Gremlin here. And what do we get past? Thopter Engineer, Baleful Strix, another Sarah Sphinx, Parasitic Strix, Gargoyle. Very good pack. I guess I'll finally just take one of the Sphinxes. I've passed 2 already, and 4/4 Flying Vigilance for 5 is nothing to sneeze at. The thing is, this card just doesn't have any synergy in the format. This is a heavy synergy format, so even though it looks great, and it is, it just, that's all it is. You know, there's no combos with it or whatever, but still a fine pickup here. Okay, well, there's another one. Man, we could have had 4 Sheriff Sphinx. Kind of funny. I don't think we want Tumble Magnet in this deck. A card I think a lot of people sleep on is the Gelatinous Genesis here. This card is amazing. In its original format, it was never too spectacular, but this is a format where it's very easy to get fast mana. In fact, it's one of the best payoff cards if you do get the Tron pieces online, but not something I'm going to take here, even though we have Rapacious Dragon. I mean, I could consider splashing it, I suppose. What am I really losing out on? Maybe another Sphinx, maybe a Cathodian. It does have very high payoff. I guess I'll give it a shot. You never know. Oh, as we got a flooded grove now for some actual Gelatinous Genesis fixing if we wanted to take that. That's interesting. I think I'd rather just take a second map here and hope to get a power plant in the next few picks. I think that might be better. Braids, Conjurer, Adept, no thanks. Let's take the Thirst for Knowledge over the Chalice. Get some pretty nice card draw in here. There's the power plant. Perfect. All right, we're passing a Dismantle, but now we have Tron. And I think I'm probably going to run with it. Chromatic Star for some extra fixing. Not bad. Let's see, we're at 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 24. Perfect. Yeah, this deck, I think, got there. We can cut the Brainstorm. I'll probably run another Gremlin. Ichor Wellspring combos with, what, Esperzoa? That's about it. Let's just take the Gremlin here. Okay, we're kind of a mishmash of decks now. In fact, I might even run the Fierce Empath as a way to tutor for the Brutaclad and the Leviathan. Kind of awkward splashing, but I think it's doable. I almost wonder if I'm supposed to be cutting these cranial platings now. I mean, I can definitely cut the fairy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts it at 25 cards. Wow, we got... Oh, that's the third mine. We don't actually need that. Mere Retriever could be okay, I suppose. Yeah, I don't need 3 mines. If that was a tower or a power plant, I would take it, but I can also take like a sideboard Crushing Vines. That seems good as well. And some last few pick up whatever cards. I mean, with double cranial plating, the Bloodshot Trainee is not crazy to run. Yeah, I kind of like that. Battle Rattle Shaman works with Trainee, but I don't think we're ever going to run it. Let's just take another Gleaming Barrier for potential sideboard purposes. All right, so I think I would have been in a better place if I just started drafting green to begin with. But we ended okay. I think what I can probably do is cut these Gleaming Barriers. The only issue is I'm like half aggro, half ramp strategy, you know? Let's see. Like, these cranial platings just feel a little bit awkward. They do make, like, any one creature a relevant threat, but... Not sure if that's good enough. But how am I winning otherwise? Man, I kind of regret not taking that Mere Retriever now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating whether or not it's right to run the Fierce Empath. I think it is. All of these cards seem fine. I mean, maybe Esperzoa doesn't really fit the deck. Kind of feels like Esperzoa doesn't, and we'd rather just have a Gleaming Barrier for some early game play. I could probably run it like this. Okay. I think 16 lands is probably okay with 2 maps. That seems fine. Let's run all of these, and I get access to 11 other lands, so I think only 1 forest is sufficient. Because you have to remember, between 1 forest, 2 maps, Chromatic Star, and then the treasures from the Rapacious Dragons and the Glimmer Void, we actually have quite a few green sources. We want to rather load up on blue and red. And I think going an even split 5-5 on each of those seems okay. Alright, pretty fun deck. I don't think this is the best Tron deck I've ever had, as it feels like it's a little bit mixed up with what it's trying to do at the beginning of the game, but let's give it a shot. I think it could be fun. Here we are for round 1 of this Double Masters draft with our 3-color Tron deck. We are on the play with a pretty good looking hand here. We get to go turn 1 tower map, and then we go from there, I guess. Oftentimes you don't pop the map turn 2 or 3 or whatever, you wait and you sit on it to see what kind of information you want to get. I mean, it looks like here I might be wanting to grab an island or something, but we'll see what land we hit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm grabbing an island here with the expedition map, but I think it's okay to wait. Like, I have a fine play of Magnifying Glass next turn, so there's not like a super huge rush. Opponent over there on red-blue artifacts as well. So no rush on the map. Peace Strider, a fine draw. And, I mean, we could just start making clues with the Magnifying Glass. Oh, is this a mirror match? Oh, wow. Opponent has the Vodalcan Infuser with their Everflowing Chalice, so they can start adding extra counters to their Chalice and adding even more mana. Okay, the second map is an interesting draw, because that does give us Tron, and I guess that's what I'm going to go do here. I'm going to go grab the Urza's Power Plant, play it, play the other map, and then we can go get the mine with the map, the second map. Next turn we'll have access to enough mana to play the Peace Strider and make a clue. But yeah, crazy format. It almost feels like Cube or some weird constructed draft format in a lot of these. His opponent has a Rapacious Dragon now. Very nice. Yeah, very similar decks, it looks like. Wouldn't be surprised to see the opponent play something completely backbreaking next turn before I get a chance to really do anything. Let's go grab the last Tron piece. Okay, that's not bad. What I could do here is Rapacious Dragon into Sphinx. I think that's probably a good play instead. Get the 2 treasures, add double blue, tap the tower. There you go. And that's turn 5. Like, yeah, this is a limited format, but you can tell that this is high power level. Look at this, opponent's just getting free mana every turn. This is turn 5 and the opponent has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 11 mana or something. Well, okay, maybe not 11 mana, but a lot. But this is what I was talking about in this format. When you're building the Tron deck, you really want to get at least 1 Magnifying Glass. Because look at my hand otherwise. With the Magnifying Glass, I can start, turning all this excess mana into extra cards. Riku! Oh my gosh. Okay, well, the opponent has a pretty nice mythic here. Commander players will know this one. We could have a very large problem if I don't draw a removal spell fast. Oh my gosh, they have a lightning axe, so they just get to kill both of my creatures here. by sacking their 2 treasures, copying the lightning axe. Yeah. Completely backbreaking. And yeah, just like that, all of a sudden, we are completely wrecked. Okay, I need to draw like Gelatinous Genesis here or something. No, not Basalt Monolith. Well, I guess let's make a clue. Sack the clue, see what we can draw. And then I guess just play out the Peace Strider here. Opponent went off a lot better than I did, let me tell you that. Hopefully they don't have too much left. They only have 1 card left in hand, so if they can't find any action, if they just start flooding out, our magnifying glass is going to put us ahead, but who knows how long that's going to be. Only 1 card in your hand. I mean, if you can do something, let's see it. No plays. All right. Found an island. That's fine. Let's play our star and crack it for a blue right now. See if we can cycle into something worth it. Another island. That is not what we wanted. All right, let's make a clue and sack it immediately. See if we can, once again, find something. And more land, so we'll play our monolith and we'll pass. The infuser continuously adding more chalice counters. Yeah, take 3. I mean, I have time if they don't find anything. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good for me, though. 6, 7, 8, 9. What is this? Oh no. What did they draw? This is like a rolling thunder and they're going to copy it and kill me? Oh my god, it is a rolling... Oh, not rolling thunder. Rolling earthquake. So they can copy the rolling earthquake and everything and everyone takes 14 damage. They were at 20, I was at 12, so... Wow. Crazy. Okay. And that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Looks like the Gleaming Barrier unnecessary versus them. I guess I'm just going to run the fairy to help dig for some relevant threats, but yeah, it looks like they have a better version of my deck. Granted, they don't have Tron, but they had the Chalice growing every turn since turn 3 or whatever it was. Alright, I'm going to keep this hand here. We're on the play. We have turn 3 Tron. I don't have anything to do with it right now, but that's good enough to keep for me. Very, very possible that Expedition Map goes and searches out for a basic land of some sort. We'll have to see. The nice thing is the missing Tron piece is the Mine, which I have 2 of in the deck, so that's the one I most likely just naturally draw. You don't see people run out the Ash Barrens by itself every day. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'll just pass here. Too bad I don't have anything colorless to abuse with this. Oh, the opponent must have just kept a crazy bad hand and conceded because I was going to go turn 3 Tron. That's funny. I wonder if I'm actually supposed to run the Accomplished Automaton just as another thing to do with all the mana. That's not crazy. I mean, it's not as good as having like Sphinx of the Guild Pact, which I'm not sure if we saw more than maybe 1 in the draft, if any. But maybe that's better than like Peace Strider. I could definitely see that being a thing. Gives us another target for a Fierce Empath as well, if we randomly get that. Alright, this looks like a good hand for us. Have one piece of Tron, but more importantly, we have two pieces of interaction for the opponent. Island, okay. Let's go ahead and lead with a Chromatic Star. Like, notably, if we had just been able to kill the Infuser early or Riku, we were definitely going to be okay that last game. Glimmer Void, not a bad draw, but I'm not going to run it out yet, as that gives him the opportunity to, say, like, blow up the star and wreck me. Okay. Tumble Magnet, sure, that doesn't really matter. Rapacious Dragon, good draw. No rush here. We're content to just draw and go if that's what they want to do for a while. Basalt Monolith, okay. Well, they have a lot of mana next turn. I might sack the star this turn to see if we can find something to do. Let's add a green here. Hey, perfect. Found a Fierce Empath, that'll work. And I think we go get Brutaclad, given that we have Rapacious Dragon into Brutaclad. That seems very, very nice. Alright, let's see what big whammies they can lay on me. 8 mana here. Oh no, what is this? Oh, just a Chalice on 4. Holy crap, they are ramping so hard. Yikes, that's scary. That is scary. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. For 1. Play our Rapacious Dragon. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 12 mana right now. Oh, they forgot to untap their Monolith with their Chalice. Guess that's good for us. Dude, what a crazy, crazy match this is. Normally you're not paired up like, or normally you don't face another deck like this, I would say. Wow, another Chalice. They have so much mana. Can they even do anything with it though? Ah, that's pretty good. So in response to that, I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Axe, discarding a Mountain, and this way they only draw 3 cards as opposed to 5 or whatever it would have been. Glass, not a bad draw. Alright, let's go ahead and run out the Brutaclad. Choose a token you control. Click a token to permanently make your other tokens into a copy of it. I think I'd rather make more treasures here. Yeah, I think I'd rather make a treasure. They didn't use Tumble Magnet. Because I'm worried about them like having their Rolling Thunder or whatever, Rolling Earthquake. And so if they fire off their Rolling Earthquake, I can rebuild very easily with Gelatinous Genesis. Yep, exactly. Exactly what I was talking about. And a 4/5, that's fine. If we draw a land here, I can make way too many creatures for them to deal with. Beautiful. So I'm going to lose my Glimmer Void in the process here. 1, 2. But now I get to make 4 4/4s. Goodbye, Glimmer Void. Served me well, thank you. But that's going to be pretty hard for them to come back from if they don't have something amazing. Okay, 1/4 doesn't matter. And remember, we can Brimstone Volley their face for 5. So let's go to combat. I imagine they're going to tap down one of my creatures with Magnet. Attack with all. If they chump with the Infuser, that's fine. Galvanic Blast a token. Okay, well now that they've done that, I can volley their 4/5 instead. Since that turned on Morbid. So a really sweet deal there for us. As they're sacking their Pyrite Spellbomb to draw a card, good. Because if I don't use the Brimstone Volley there, they're just eating one of my dudes, right? With the 4/5. Looks like they remembered to untap their Monolith this time. I do have Infuser with Magnet online, but they have to find a way to deal with 2 other 4/4s right now. Okay, what is this? Dragon, maybe? Sure, that doesn't deal with one. That chumps one, but that doesn't deal with one. Dismantle my Magnifying Glass. That doesn't matter. And a Cathodian. Okay. So we're definitely going to attack with the 2. Because they're going to tap down 1. Yep. And they can double block 1, but they have to chump with one of their creatures. So we want to kill the flyer here. Because even though the Infuser's putting counters on their Tumble Magnet, well, we have a 3/3 flyer. So now, yeah, they're on the top deck again. Good luck to the opponents. Nice, and we win. All right. Nice to win the first match there with our kind of cool deck. Let's see if we can win 2 more. Here we are for round 2 of this Double Masters draft. On the draw with pretty slow hand, but keepable. We have 1 piece of Tron with a map, so definitely fine. Oh, our opponent played turn 1 Riss, though, or Reese, or whatever. That's a nice draw. Okay, it looks like we're not going to play any of our Tron pieces turns 1 or 2, because we're probably just going to Is It Charm to fire that off. Yeah, with Woodland Champion? Holy moly, that would get out of control. We just need to fire that off right now. I mean, this can still be a very, very large problem if they have, you know, Kozilek's Predators or whatnot, but this is a must-kill. This might be a really bad matchup for us. Okay, drew a land there, that's fine. Gremlins can at least block the champion if they don't have anything. Cycle Elvish Aberration, that's okay. We really just don't want to see them play a Kozilek's Predator this turn. No, that's what I said I didn't want to see, thank you. And yeah, already taking 4 damage. Disgusting. Okay, that could save us, though. Drawing a second Tron piece there might have just saved the day. This can't block the Kozilek's Predator or the Woodland Champion anyways. In fact, we want them to trade there, so might as well attack. Gosh, I almost want to go get forest, but what needs to happen is I need to go get the power plant with the expedition map, and then I need to draw a green source for Genesis to stabilize. Because right now it's not looking very good for us. The opponent just had too fast of a start and being on the play. That's good. We don't care about that. What is this? That's kind of bad. Okay, now I regret attacking, because I would have been able to hold off the Iron League Steed. We're taking 10 and going to 3 here. So in fact, my best draw is probably Chromatic Star. If I draw Chromatic Star, I think we're right back in it. But let's go get the power plant. And then draw Star to filter into green to play the Genesis. No, that doesn't do it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we can play the... Oops. We can play the Brutaclad. Get a token. And we're not technically dead this turn. Oh, now we're dead. Damn, yeah. Their curve was just a little bit too good on the play. We die exactly here if they attack correctly, and they do. Wow, what a beating. A little bit too fast for me. I don't think I make any changes here. I don't think I need to bring in any more Gleaming Barriers. I guess maybe they're better than Gremlins here. Yeah, they block better. Let's do that. Let's cut the quote-unquote aggro cards, bring in the 2 more Gleaming Barriers, and just play a little bit more defensive. We just want to set up until we can get off a big Genesis or something. We'll be on the play, though, this time, which is nice. This hand is really weak. I think I can keep it, but it's just not very good. Opponent having some fun. So if we can draw land into Cranial Plating for the Bloodshot trainee, I guess that's our game plan. But turn 2 Gleaming Barrier at least holds off some nonsense, and then we just need to find some lands. Opponent looks like they have a great green-white tokens deck, though. And that's one of the decks that doesn't run many artifacts, the anti-artifact deck that I was kind of alluding to during the drafting process. There are a few anti-artifact decks, but all of them have some form of green. Okay. Just need to find 1 land here and we can start doing things. Come on, land. Darn it. That's not the worst. We can probably miss for a turn, but the opponent's just going to start curving out again. I'm going to definitely block if they attack. Crusader of Odric, sure. Oof. Brutal. Brutal whiffs here. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, though. I wonder if... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if they Rex Sage the Gleaming Barrier, but looks like they're just going to kill my map for land. And that's unlucky. Oh, well. I mean, I kept a 2-lander on the play, and then 4 draws, no land. Kind of sucks. Another Crusader of Odric. Nice. I almost want to block and lose the Gleaming Barrier so that I can get another land, but I think the best play here is just to bounce their Crusader. Buy some time, because they can't replay it this turn. And then hope to just hit a land here, or another 5-drop. That was probably the last turn I could draw a land and stabilize, but looks like now this game is probably just over. Too bad. What do you got here, opponent? The thing is, I'm sure if I do draw a land now and just play out, you know, Basalt Monolith or whatever, it just gets insta-killed by a Naturalists or whatever. Crushing Vines, another Reclamation Sage. Plenty of ways to kill me. And, well, 6 draws, no land. GG's. That's too bad. But, again, this one of the things that you kind of shave on in these type of decks is, funny enough, in the Tron decks, you end up cutting lands because you're running cards like Expedition Map and Chromatic Star. And I did draw a map there that game. It just got blown up, but I think that was six draws with only one other additional drawn mana source. Kind of unfortunate. Anyways, let's go to the third and final round and see if we can do something. I might actually bring in the Brainstorm, though, over one of the Gremlins, as we are digging for pieces. So let's do that, and let's go to the third round. Okay, here we are for the third and final round of this Double Master draft. We were on the play, and that looks like turn 3 Tron potential to me. Again, this is not this is not the best turn 3 Tron deck, as we don't really have the colorless cards to make it work. One of my other drafts I did today on stream was a nice Tron deck where I had like 2 Sphinx and a Walking Ballista, and that deck was nice. But we'll see. I mean, we're going to play out the map turn 1, and we're probably going to play out the second Tron piece turn 2. But we do need to find some blue mana here, obviously. Alright, looks like opponent mulligan down to 4. Yikes. Definitely not what you want to do in this format, or any format for that matter. We'll see what they're playing. They are on blue as well. I wonder if they're just going to concede to me playing Power Plant and having turn 3 Tron. God, this Salivating Gremlin would be just so much better as any other colorless payoff. Alright, I am perfectly happy to go grab the last piece of Tron now, the tower it looks like, since we drew Rapacious Dragon. In fact, what I'm probably going to end up doing here is go tutor for the tower, but then play Gremlin next turn, then play tower, then play Rapacious Dragon and attack for 6 with the Gremlin. Yeah, that's a better sequence for sure. Alright, so mine, Power Plant, let's go grab the tower. Nice. Island was a great draw. Yeah, we can even Brainstorm after playing the Rapacious Dragon if we want to, off of one of the treasures. Ooh, Baleful Strix. That is very good. Looks like they're on Esper artifacts. No equip, though, of the Cranial Plating, although I guess maybe that doesn't really matter. Alright, that was a fantastic draw. So let's play the Rapacious Dragon off of the Tron in the Mountain. Get the 2 treasures, which are going to trigger the Gremlin twice. Nice person. let's attack for 6. Definitely don't mind a trade here, and I'm sure they don't mind a trade. And so next turn, let's see, I'm going to have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I can go Fierce Empath into Brutaclad if I want to, or I could go Fierce Empath and dig for Inkwell and then have Inkwell on the following turn. You do have to be rather careful in this format, though. There are a ton of Wrath effects. There's Literal Wrath of God in the format. There's Merciless Eviction, which is a black-white Wrath effect. There's Austere Command, which is just a white Wrath effect. There's Toxic Deluge, which is a black Wrath effect. Like, literally 5 different Wraths in the format. No joke. Cranial Plating. So I'm going to start here by going Island Brainstorm. Put 2 cards back that we don't want, and then we can shuffle with the Fierce Empath. Nice little synergy there. Okay, we don't need Basalt. And I don't actually think I need Cranial Plating here. In fact, I kind of just like attacking for 3 and playing another Rapacious Dragon. I think we can set up for like an instant kill with the Rapacious Dragon into Brutaclad. Yeah, this next turn is going to be insane. I'm going to... Oh god, this is going to be great. I'm going to tutor up Brutaclad. Brutaclad's going to make a 2/1 Mirror token, and then I can make all of my treasures 2/1 Mirror tokens. And I don't know how much damage that is, but it's close to lethal. So Forest, Empath, Brutaclad. Oh, this is awesome. We finally got to do the Brutaclad with all these treasures. I guess they only take 11. Oh well. Choose a token. Click a token to permanently make your other tokens into a copy. Yep, there we go. What a combo. Oh my gosh, that's nasty. And now they have to have a Wrath, otherwise they're just dead next turn. Oh, that's so fun. That's exactly what we wanted to do with this deck. It's entirely worth it right there. Yeah, Rapacious All-Star, or Rapacious Dragon and All-Star in this deck for sure. Like, it fixes, it makes tokens, it ramps, it does everything. That was an enjoyable game. For me, anyways. I know the opponent will look into 4, but hey, whatever. You take what you can get. Alright, it does look like Crushing Vines is probably a good bring-in versus them. I'm just going to cut the other Gremlin. Probably what I should have done to begin with. I think I still like leaving in the Cranial Platings, even though they are a little bit strange. It's just I have so many flyers that it seems like it's okay. But you know what? They are really weird. Whatever. I could probably be running like Argivian Restoration and Esperzoa and Fairy over one of them, or all of them. And that makes the Bloodshot Trainee bad if I do that. Yeah, let's do that instead. Screw your Cranial Platings. Let's run the Esperzoa, the Fairy, the Argivian. There is a world where I go like turn 3 Thirst for Knowledge, discarding Inkwell Leviathan, turn 4 Restoration, reanimate it. That's Cloud 9, but hey. We are in it to meme. But yeah, if you ever end up playing this format, whether online or paper, it is a high synergy format. So you want to draft a deck, not just a combination of good cards. Think of it like a cube or some weird block constructed. You want to find, if you're drafting, you want to find a lane that's open and, move into that lane, and you will be rewarded. Cannot keep a one-lander there. That, on the other hand, is a very nice three-lander. I think I might pitch the Chromatic Star here. Man, turn 3 Tron again. We have been very lucky with our Tron draws, for sure. Wow, that is... Magnifying Glass might have been one of the best possible draws, because now when I go get turn 3 Tron, when I play turn 3 Tron, I can play Magnifying Glass and immediately make a clue. Mirrorsmith. All right, well, this Cyclonic Rift is probably going to be brutal for the opponent, I would think. Or at least we hope. They're going to invest probably a lot of time and effort into that Mirrorsmith. Or at least I hope they do. Okay, we'll take our 2. Mirror Retriever, make an artifact, yes, yes. And let's go ahead and go grab the tower. Bingo, bango, bongo. Imagine having turn 3 Tron in limited. Ooh. And the Inkwell to boot. Very nice. Do still need to find another blue source here. But between the Magnifying Glass and all the mana we have, I shouldn't think that too much a problem. I might have to fire off this Cyclonic Rift next turn. So we'll see what they do here. Glint Sleeve Artisan, yeah. Make a token, sure. All right. Let's make a clue. And let's see. I mean, I guess I have one more turn, so let's sack the clue, see what we can draw. Not bad. That goes and gets another blue source for Inkwell. Yeah, so we can ferry here and then play the map and pop at end of turn, seeing what we find. Peace Strider, also actually not a bad hit. Gain a little bit of life back. Okay. What is this? Cycle Glass Dust, that's fine. Oh, they're tapping way too fast. Angel of the Dawn, yikes. Okay. That's kind of brutal. Alright, well, let's trade with their Mirrorsmith. Take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go to 5. I'm going to have 7, 8, 9, 10 mana next turn. You know what? It might actually be better to go grab another piece of Tron, the last piece of Tron here. So that I can play Peace... No. Oh, this kind of sucks. Because we're going to probably need to... Well, no. No, I'm going to go greedy. The Peace Strider gives me enough life to not need to do that. We're really hoping that they just don't have like a Metallic Rebuke or something, though. Because what I'm trying to bait them into doing is playing something pre-combat, like a removal spell or something, and then when I fire off Cyclonic Rift, they have less mana to reinvest. Or like if they played another Angel of the Dawn here, it'd be so good for us. Tumble Magnet, okay. Tap down my Peace Strider. One card in hand. If it's a counter, they got me. If it's not a counter, we get them pretty good. Oh no. It is? Metallic Rebuke, last card? No way. Wow! Alright, so they just had like a dream draw. Damn. Very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, again, I could have played around that by not playing out the Peace Strider, but that's not playing to win. Okay, that was gross. Esperzoa out, more Gleaming Barriers in, I suppose. Just bringing a bunch of walls. I don't know if they got very lucky or if I played it wrong. Could have been both. I might have played that turn wrong and they got lucky. Right? Because either they drew the magnet or they drew the rebuke for the turn. Yeah. Pretty good, pretty good. All right. Game 3. Let's go. On the play. This hand is not keepable. No green, no blue. No ways to find them. We're going to 6. Oh, man. This is either a keep and cry or mulligan to 5. This is close. If I keep this, I lose the Sarah Sphinx. I don't know if a 5 is doing much better. Yeah. Alright, let's keep it. For all the times that I've gotten lucky with turn 3 Tron, I am due for one of these type of hands. We have 5 islands in the deck, 1 chromatic star, 2 expedition maps. Obviously, island is just the ideal draw. Cycle Glass Dust, sure. Alright, dealer. I could use an island next turn real bad. Real bad here. Oof. And you know what? Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'll be a little bit sad if we lose this like this, but like I said, it's a risk we take. The opponent is going wide. Yeah, makes sense. All right, that was the turn we did need to find the island, and I think I just fire off the Thirst now instead of Is It Charming? I guess we're pitching the Inkwell here. We've drawn some burn, though, which is nice. So if next turn I can burn one of their creatures and then play Rapacious, maybe we can stabilize, but missing that one land drop might just end the game for us here. Ooh, cranial plating. Okay, well, there's an artifact that we need to kill. I mean, we're taking 8 damage this turn. Yeah, this is brutal. I wonder if my best bet is to actually go like this to be mana efficient. I think I have to play for Hopeful here. I think I have to play Gleaming Barrier and hold up Is It Charm. And just like kill the creature that the plating is equipped to, or block it. because they have the Mirror Retriever to get back their plating eventually anyways. So yeah, I think I block here, get the clue, or what, get the treasure, and try to ping their glint sleeve. It's not a huge deal if they counter it. We just want to try to preserve our life total. Sure, Strix. Yikes. Well, we can't beat a counter anyway, so we're just slamming. Can't beat a removal spell here either. I'm not going to sack my 2 treasures to play the barrier. What you got? Tumble Magnet. That'll do. That'll do just fine. All right, friends. Well, unfortunate we only went 1 and 2 with this deck, which means I actually get nothing back, but I think it was a fun deck. It wasn't as good as it could have been, as, again, like I said during the drafting portion, I kind of went all in on Brutaclad, which was my first pick, when really I should have been just drafting the green. If I had gone green base with blue, we would have had access to a bunch of other like artifact destruction spells that would have really let us stabilize. But this was a fun deck. Hopefully you enjoyed this first look at Double Masters here. I've been enjoying it a ton. And again, it's a high power set. You open double the rares / double the mythics. Your decks end up looking like some form of cube or constructed, and it's just an overall really enjoyable set to draft if you enjoy things with high artifact synergies. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.